That was a good job by CSU and Coach Stacy with what he's doing with the program. Thought we came out with some good energy, scored the basketball, but also came out defending. I thought the drought in the first half really hurt us to the point where, going into halftime, we cut it enough to give ourselves a shot in the second half. And I thought in the second half of 20 minutes, I thought down the stretch there, they made some timely shots, timely offensive rebounds. I thought the three offensive rebounds by the kid Jenkins was pretty hurtful there. And I thought actually the three by Page after a scramble situation was kind of huge for what we were doing. And I thought we missed some key opportunities with free throws down the stretch there, whether it was to tie the ball game or I want to say at some points maybe taking a 1-point lead, maybe two. But what we spoke about, after the game was, we just got to figure some things out because we're too talented of a basketball team to still be putting ourselves in these situations. And that's no disrespect to CSU or any other team in this league, because we do believe the league is pretty tough this year. So probably another good opportunity here with the bye week to let it burn a little bit, let it dig in, let it sink in, and then get back to work and get ready for Utah.
What needs to get figured out so this doesn't, you can correct some of these things? Where do you think it starts, or do you know where it starts?
Well, at the end of the day, what we always try to hit our guys on is the little things. Everybody may think it's something that's big that stands out, and it's not. It's a lot of the little things that go unnoticed that you see in a game. You see on the bench while you're in the game, even in practice, to where, like I told our guys, I feel very confident in what this staff is doing and the information that we're giving you. But at the same time, we got to be able to go out there and execute it. And again, it's not always about the huge things that probably everyone can see. It's probably some of the little minor details that I think affects what we're trying to do. Examples would be, I thought just to start the second half, when JJ came out and got that foul on Nixon, that was lack of edge coming off the ball screen. I told him in one of those huddles, that reminded me of Denver when we played Denver. Like, because you wasn't on edge, there was space created to where you got there late and you tried to make up for doing that. To HD with going for shot fakes on the kid number 10, because that's what he does, and he's all the way out at the three-point line, and we're going for shot fakes. Just wanted to affect his shots late. Thought our step-ups, actually I thought Lou Adams did a pretty good job of stepping up and take charge. I thought Al Herndon was a little late on a few, but it's again, it's correctable things, but we have to be more willing to do them.
Coach, during that drought in the first half, I know a lot of times when you guys struggle offensively, you talk about it, starting on the defensive end, but I don't think they scored a ton of points first half. Yeah. Was it, I guess, what was kind of leading to that funk there?
Well, what I told them about that drought was, again, the little things. So when we go into slumps like that on offense, it's because of we're trying to do it ourselves. And at the end of the day, do we have some good individual talent? Yes, but this is a team sport. It's still a team sport, to where it's important about our spacing. It's important about how the ball moves, and then within that, being able to attack and do some things. I thought we settled again, for uncharacteristic threes. You know, I always talk about that, and sometimes, you know, guys say, well, we shoot a lot of threes. Well, again, it goes back to the type of three. If somebody is aggressively getting to the paint, playing off two, and spraying it back out, yes, I would take those three all day. One pass, in their set, and we just shoot it, it's not a good shot for us. Now, if it's one pass and they're scrambling, still trying to find bodies of matchups, yes, that's a better shot for us. But outside of that, I think when we struggle, we stop playing team basketball.
Got any more questions?
Will you utilize this bye week, so to speak, the same way you did the first round?
To be honest, we haven't really stopped from what we were doing that first time around. We're still competing in practice. I think it's a little tough when you're traveling back and having to practice on the day you're traveling, which we usually just do a lot of walking, talking. But day before a game, and this was an early one, so we didn't really do a lot of shoot around. But we're still getting after it. But again, us understanding that even while we're getting after it, you know, we're still coaching the same mistakes, and that's what we got to get better at. And like I told those guys, you know, our bench, you know, that was one thing I always bragged about, us having depth. And right now, I have to get more confidence in them, because the confidence has wavered. And like I told them, it's not because I don't want to, it's because you guys got to show me a little bit more.
With a game with so many fouls like this one, is it, you know, just challenging to kind of get any sort of rhythm going with the guys?
Well, I mean, when you're playing against a team like CSU, and I love you, Stacy, but you could probably call a foul every time down the floor. And within that, you know, the only things I was fighting for, in a sense of our team, was pushing in the back on offensive rebounds and hand checking on drives. Those were the two things I thought I was hitting the refs on. But yeah, can it stop your flow? Yeah, but to me, to be honest with you, if you're playing against CSU, you got to have a whistle, you know, like that, to put yourself in position. But that's the flip side of it. It does stop you from going on quick, big runs, I guess, so to speak, because of going back to the foul line. And I thought we missed some key free throws during the second half, because we missed, I want to say 11 total, but it was timely when we were missing them as well.
Coach, real quick, about Allen, he brought his career total of points to 982. What do you think that says about him and how he can be utilized?
Well, I had a great talk with Al, and Coach Kimbrough was in the room with me while I was speaking about him. And I mean, he has the ability to do some things offensively, especially because of sometimes the guy that's guarding him is usually a bigger guy, to where we can move him around a little bit, play him out on the perimeter some, obviously shoot the three ball. But my thing to him in that meeting, trying to get him to understand about settling for being great. You know, I get out of the mindset of being average, or get out of the mindset of just wanting to be good. But for this team to really hit some high places, he has to be able to do what he does on the defensive end of the floor. That's where he really, really impacts our basketball team. And then, at the same time, be able to be assertive. I never really talked to him about you have to get these many points. I care more about you being assertive, because I do believe if he's being assertive, the points will come. But good kid, and he works hard.